for Lashes is the working name of Natasha Khan, who is an English singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist of mixed English and Pakistani parentage. She comes from a family of many squash players. She released her first album in 2006 and her sixth in 2024.
Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album Two Suns by Bat for Lashes, which was released in the year 2009 and is the second studio album by Natasha Khan, i.e., Bat for Lashes. And it's my first time listening to it, but it's not my first Bat for Lashes experience. So this is, art pop says Acclaimed music. Wikipedia says art rock. It's pop slash rock is a bit debatable, but the thing here is definitely art. That word is very, very apt here. And I'm going to try and not just do a comparison with the Florence and the Machine album Lungs that I've reviewed just from my perspective a couple of minutes ago, from your perspective a couple of days ago, because I do these in batches and then release them one a day. But I will do little bits of that. So this is more art and less indie, I think, than Florence and the Machine. Musically, it's quite atmospheric. The emphasis here is on kind of drone-ish sounds at times and tribal-ish drumming and kind of echo and reverb and some unusual sounds. Some of the highlighted sounds that kind of come back here are piano, tribal-like drumming, choirs, and then reverb and slight distortion. I guess if I want to be technical, distortion mainly at the kind of top end of the frequency spectrum, I would say. And then we've got a mixture of synths and real instruments, including some unusual instruments like musical saw, which sounds quite a lot like a theremin, wine glasses, and a string machine, whatever that is. I have no idea. The overall feel is eerie and atmospheric. We've got contributions from people from other known things, so some members of Yesaya, and the last track, which is, I'm going to say it's a track that I really like, but there's a lot of those on this album, has got vocals, co-vocals by Scott Walker, which is an interesting person to pull in and do this, and it's an interesting track, possibly used at the end of gigs that she's done. Vocally, other people have said this as well. She sounds a lot like Kate Bush. And given the kind of art rock connections that when you've got a woman doing art rock, any time since about the 90s, there always seems to be comparisons back to Kate Bush. She opened up this whole area and then passed the torch to Bjork, who did a whole lot of other stuff. Partly the similarity is not just in the tone of her voice, but in the way she does inflections in her voice. But also, I want to reference Tori Amos here as a voice that I think Natasha's is very similar. Especially, I had those thoughts when there are bits that are just piano and voice, which is a very Tori Amos thing. Maybe it was the piano connection that led me into that thought, but definitely I can hear the connection. She has got, Natasha, a superb voice, and I love it. It's a really evocative voice. Back to comparisons with Lungs by Florence and the Machine. The only way in which this album is less weird and arty than that album is in the lyrics, which is it's still atmospheric, and it's mostly about dualities and relationships and loneliness and loss and things, those kind of things, but they're less dark in their content. Good. So it's really engaging. It's beautiful, and I absolutely loved this album. And this is if I know I've reviewed an album by an act before, I tend to look back and see what did I give it, what did I think of it, after I've done my listens and when I'm coming to doing the review. So this is the second of hers that I've reviewed and I have really liked. Sadly, it's the last of hers that's on this list. So unfortunately, that's it for me for Lashes, at least for reviewing from the list. Well, this is just my opinion of this album. I'd love to know what your opinion is, so please will you leave me a comment. If you've enjoyed this review and like what I do, why not subscribe to the channel and come along with me on this amazing journey to go through this um, incredible list of albums. It's going to take several years. Why not click on the thing to notify you to tell you when I've got a new review? I'm pushing them out roughly one a day at the moment. So, obviously don't have to watch them all, just watch the ones you're interested in, whatever. But yeah, please support what I'm doing. But that's it from me for now.